So today, the Panthers, they even things up 2-2. The Miami Heat, Pat Riley, he spoke on Friday. He's up to something, dude. I'm telling you something right now. He's up to something.
Hey,
He's up
he
to
was
something.
probably looking out there for you.
What?
Yeah, where's that? There he is. Okay. But I will say, Ira kind of put it all out there.
Yeah, he put it all out there with the Jimmy stuff.
Yeah.
He said on the Tyler stuff, he said that Tyler's cool on the extension stuff. He said we already talked about it. Doesn't sound like he's gonna get a September extension.
Yeah, but like, here's what I don't get. Is it disrespectful to not extend the guy as soon as possible? Because that's the way the players have made this sound. And sometimes with the salary cap and the way things are,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of have to make sure you're in the right place to do that.
It
You
depends.
know,
Yeah, I think you got to take the temperature of it. I think it's one
right,
of those things where like look, Tyler, we gave you an extension a couple of years ago. This is the first full season you played. You were great this year. Go have another great year because we won't. If you could show you're a $50 million player, you could show us this summer. You don't have you're not
right,
showing because he certainly hasn't shown it by October, and that's not a slight at him. He's a very good player.
right.
Not like, but I don't think there's anything wrong, and he doesn't seem like there's going to be anything wrong with it. He's not going to make a stink.
I don't think,
He's
I
got
think
two.
part
He's
of,
got 2 years, 60 plus guaranteed over the next 2 years.
right.
He'll be all right. And imagine if he has a good season. Maybe he does have an amazing season. And if he is, then he'll be eligible for a 4-year extension in the summer.
I think part of the problem is that max contracts have skewed talent a little bit because now if you are qualified for it, everybody thinks you're supposed to get it. And
Yeah.
that's the way the league is going. And that I'm more than sure that's not the way this was intended.
Yeah, the intention was because they don't want people moving on, which is always
Right.
gonna, like this is the thing. Stars are always going to move on when they want to move on. Like maybe you'll have the rare case where Luka thought, no, there's no shot I'm ever going to want to leave Dallas, and he's in the perfect location, and I would love to be here, and of course get my $350 million. But even the guys who have look at Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal got it from the Wizards. He ended up moving on and wanted, I don't know if he wanted to move on or they wanted to move on from him. Probably more the latter because they were at a rebuilding phase. But even Giannis is the perfect example. He's eligible for every max in the book that there is. But when Giannis wants to leave Milwaukee, Giannis is going to want to leave Milwaukee. There's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
And there's going to be teams lining up for it. So, yeah, I don't really understand why they needed to do it in a place where then it makes it so punitive for teams. Like, look, as much as I hate Boston, it shouldn't kill Boston that they drafted Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, that they can't pay role players around them.
Right.
That seems stupid.
Right. Exactly. But it's not even from that standpoint. I've seen more guys with max contracts that end up not being max contract guys than I have the guys who are well deserving and get it and perform. Right? We can count on maybe hands and feet, the amount of players in the league that you go, that's a max guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Today's day and age, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but 5 of us got to get together to count the amount of people who do get max contracts.
Yeah, because it's going to feel, because basically it's like, if I'm the best player on this team, I'm your max guy. It's
right.
Like you're maybe a Heat max guy, but you're not.
You ain't a max guy. And that's where I'm getting at is that, like, we know the guys who are max guys. But we hear more nowadays that, ooh, he qualifies for the max. He qualifies for the super max, right? And I think sometimes your own players hamstring you because they wouldn't get that on the open market.
Pat Riley, this is what he had to say on running it back. Decided he was going to channel one of our own.
It's a little bit different in how you plan now for that. It could come through trades. It could come through the addition of one or two very good players. There's always still going to be with us improvement from within, but I don't think we can go there. I'm not going to ribbit it. Does anybody know what that means? What's that commercial? What's that commercial? With the little baby and and he's talking to the woman on the bench and the other guy. Ribbit. What's the commercial? Liberty. Well, I call it ribbit. It's okay. IB. Run it back. We're not going to do that, or we're going to try to stay away from that. I'm sorry, ribbit. That's what I say every night to Chris when we watch that commercial. Hey. It is so cute. But anyway, we probably won't run it back, but it doesn't mean that, players aren't just going to show up. I mean, you have to make deals. You have to look at the board. You got to try to do something that's going to benefit with your team and your two key guys, if they're your key guys, and I think they are.
There you go.
Hey.
Woo!
Hey.
The old love commercials.
Hey, was somebody behind you going, land the plane, land the plane?
Okay, look, not to say anything, because he's significantly older than Leroy. When he started talking about a random commercial I've never heard before, I was like, oh.
You've heard the commercial.
What?
It's with the Liberty Mutual commercials. Liberty.
With the baby.
And the guy going,
and the guy's mad at the baby.
So there's no frog in the commercial. Let me just say I haven't seen this commercial. Unless it played
There's
at the
not
Super
a frog.
Bowl.
There's not a frog.
You've seen it.
There's not a frog.
Where have I seen it? I don't watch TV.
Liberty Mutual. Usually they have the emu.
Yes. Emu. I know
and
that.
then they have a baby.
They have a baby.
With a baby.
Liberty. Because a baby can't say its L's. It's stupid. It's a baby.
Yeah.
So it says Liberty. And so he thinks that it's saying ribbit.
Really? I was like, maybe there's a frog.
But what his point was,
run it back.
He wanted to
ribbit. Run it back. Did you get the? Oh, you guys don't. Oh my!
You get it?
No, I got that.
You get it.
But I'm like, is there a frog in the commercial?
He was just trying to bring it all in, but the whole.
Listen, Riley's a smart guy. I was like, what?
He took the scenic route.
In other words, you were coming down for a landing and you had to do a fly around.
Yeah, he
had to go back.
Route. You can see he's like, and if you look over here, you see the ocean. He took the scenic route. The whole point of it was, we're not running back. I thought that was good news. I thought everybody didn't want that.
Run it back. Did you hear that part, Marcos?
Okay, so that again.
That's where you got ribbit from.
Plane was landing, and then and I was like, look, Pat, he seems sharp. He seems motivated. And I was like, oh no, that was pretty old right there.
We're not gonna ribbit it.
Yes, we're not gonna run it back.
We're not gonna rib it.
Liberty commercial. What are we even talking about here? God bless. Did everyone in the press room? Was everyone?
Well, somebody did. Somebody figured it out. Yeah. Somebody spoke Pat Riley. Like, is he there with the Liberty Mutual commercial?
Probably another old, right?
Hey, the old think we know what they're talking about. hey.
Look, the main idea, though, is something I'm happy with.
Hey, I have said to Tobin, you know what the hell I'm talking about. He goes, dude, no, I don't.
I'm sorry, ribbit? That's what I say every night. So, ribbit?
Strange. I loved it, personally. That was highlight of the presser. Now he's speaking my language.
Literally.
Hey,
ribbit?
Did you go in there with your man voice or did you use your...
I think so. I don't know. We can play what I asked him. We can play because honestly, what I was gonna ask him, he kind of answered.
Yeah.
So I had like 4 questions.
You round him up in another way, but a positive.
I thought it was a positive rile.
Do you now? Can I ask you another question?
Yeah.
If your 4 questions get answered, do you feel that you have to make a question up just to ask a question?
No, I just give them the throat slash. That happens all the time to me. I hate that when people are like,
because that happens. I used to do interviews and the guy, I'm like, you're reaching right now. And the guy go, he asked the question I was going to ask. I'm like, then no need to ask a question.
No, I've mastered that happens all the time, especially with SPO press conferences or player press conferences where like, oh, if somebody had a question I wanted to ask, I'm like, I don't need to double that up. No, I don't feel the need.
Right.
I'm good.
Or Pat somebody will go, the follow-up guy.
Yeah.
Follow up on the last question. And then
Pat might be a different because Pat you get once a year. So I'm like, I want to get something from him
for sure.
But I wanted to ask about SPO.
Oh.
but he answered about Spo, and I was like, whoa, I was not expecting that answer.
What did he say?
There I go again.
I will take a break. We'll play it. We'll play
Oh,
Spo.
wow.
We'll play me
I hate
Ron.
when you tease
We
me
gotta
on
take
the
a
show.
break, dude. I can't just
I
drop
hate-
the
like-
clock whenever you want.
I was supposed to be your boy, and I'm getting teased.
Take a break. Back after this.